A little reality check. The gold spike is less than 2 weeks away. So what the hell am I doing in San Francisco, right? I'm supposed to be out there building a damn city. But what a night we're having. Of course, I have to follow caveat. Oh, God, that's all right. So I was sitting there thinking about all my times that I've had and the pleasure and honors of camping with Larry. And it's a funny thing because Larry and I actually lived pretty close together in San Francisco, but we never really, we're in the city and we're in the grind of it, so we never really had the time to meet as much. So we always just chose to hang out when we were at first camp in San Francisco. And we would usually spend our mornings, and that's when Larry'd be sitting there smoking a cigarette, and whatever was the mood of the day or whatever was the subject of the day. We're always looking for something to chew on and wax philosophical. So I was out there one morning, and Larry's sitting there, and he goes, "I've had it with bro hugs. I don't want to do any more bro hugs." They're disingenuous. I mean, if you're going to hug somebody, you should hug them. But none of this, like, hanging on and bumping of the shoulder and slapping of the back and the bro hugs. And so, through the morning, we started this conversation about bro hugs and hugs in general. And as you would know, when we'd be sitting in the front greeting area of first camp, people would come and go, and a lot of people would come and want to meet or want to talk to Larry Harvey because he was a famous guy, but also he was ready to talk to anybody. He wanted to meet the world, and he wanted to meet the world one rosebud at a time. And so people would come in, and it was almost like a greeting line, and they'd come in with their different things, and some of them would have issues and want to talk to them about art or maybe next year's theme or something like that. And this morning they'd come in and they'd be ready to talk, and they was waiting for audience with Larry, and he'd say, "What do you think about bro hugs?" And people go, "Well, I was actually thinking about, this art piece idea that I had." No, let's talk about bro hugs, because do you do bro hugs? Just because I don't think that, so all morning it's going like this. And so then we start, at one point, I remember one guy comes stomping into the camp, wanted to talk to Larry Harvey, because this would happen from time to time. He says, "I want to talk to Larry Harvey about the water trucks." Said, what about them? "Well, you need to know that they never slow down long enough for me to get the shampoo out of my hair." And Larry just said, "Do you do bro hugs? Are you a bro hug guy?" I was in the presence of a genius master. This guy was just... And so then we started talking about all the different kinds of hugs. There's the family airport hug with the tap, 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 tap on the back. And then the group hug, you got to watch it. You don't get your nose broke, the group hugs come in. And then we started talking about Pepe Ozan, because he was one of the greatest huggers I have ever known. This guy would come in, he'd always go, "Big hug." And he'd give you this big hug, and he'd pick you up and twirl you about. And Larry, I was saying, Larry goes, "Well, Pepe didn't twirl everybody, And I said, "Well, he twirled me on the second hug." And he said, "You got twirled on the second hug?" I said, "Yeah, I got the honors, getting twirled." And so the morning's going through. I only got 5 minutes, right? I've never told a 5-minute story in my fucking life. All right, so... the morning goes by, and we're sitting there, and we notice a couple of guys that were over there talking, and one of them seemed a little uncomfortable. It seemed like it might have been his first Burning Man. I don't know. He was still a little kind of wide-eyed. And this guy hugged him, and the guy instinctively did this. And Larry saw that and went, "I've got it. I know why there's bro hugs. So that there's no chance of incidental bumping of penises." Nobody thought about that. He's going, "Well, Well, now that I see that there's a reason, now we have a hypothesis. We can theorize. And then he's going, well, I guess a bro hug would be a person's choice whether they want to have their penis close to another man's penis or not. So, I think we should champion the concept of choice. I'm feeling a little bit better about bro hugs now that I know about them. I've concluded that the bro hugs are okay. And so we went through like a debate, a theory. We formed a hypothesis. We came to a conclusive thing all about these bro hugs. And I'm what are we going to talk about tomorrow? I will never stop missing Larry Harvey.
All right, we got your bro hug. Bro hug.
No.